Welcome in, welcome back, welcome to Stream-of-Unconsciousness, where the subject's made up and the words don't matter. Today, and following through with the yet more stuff, what I like, I thought we'd go through some of the additions that I've made to my Star Trek collection. Not a lot of additions, but some small ones. As you can see, I've got sort of a selection here of various things. What I've most recently added to my collection are the Super7 Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock. I already had the Sulu and Uhura. I've never actually purchased these. I never purchased them brand new. These are all secondhand, so to speak. I initially wasn't going to collect them at all because I feel like there is. I know what they were going for. They were going for focus. I know what they were going for. I just feel like in attempting to get a retro kind of vibe, they did a little bit of a disservice to the figures. The chests on these, barring Uhura, are very wide and flat, and the heads are a little bit large. With like the Sulu portrait is not bad, and neither is the Uhura, but the Kirk just completely misses the mark, which is weird because I really think if you look at them from the waist down, and if you ignore the dust, this has been on the shelf for a bit. The legs, I think, are phenomenal. That's some of the best, like. Sort of classic 3.75 sculpting I think I've seen modern-wise, as far as trying to capture a retro effect, but also be very, accurate and look really good. So much so that I had actually purchased a figure, which I then disassembled. I know, shame on me, and tried to work it up from the legs with a limited success. I honestly was not as. I tried to correct the noodly arms and the overly flat and wide chest, and I did not really resculpt the chest as much as I really needed to make that work. The arms are a little bit better, the chest is a little bit better, but it didn't work out the way it was. So that's why it's the only one that exists right now. But having said that, now that I've collected a few more of them, thanks to the Birdbarian himself, Avian Savage, he did a recent review on a larger selection of these, which he had picked up. I thought, you know what, I have Uhura, I have Sulu, I might as well go ahead and pick the rest of them up. So I'm still missing a couple. I'm missing McCoy, I'm missing Scotty, but I did recently pick up Captain Kirk and Spock. And the Spock portrait's all right. The Captain Kirk portrait is not even remotely close, but it's fine. It's fine for what it is, I guess. Again, the same issues that we have with the slightly noodly arms and the wide, flat chests. Again, I think I see what they were going for. I just wish they had done. If you look at an action figure from that time, they weren't going for caricatures. They were trying to do the best they could with the technology they had at the time to be able to produce things in plastic, like an action figure. So I would love to see Super7 retry these, honestly. So Captain Kirk did not come with a phaser. It was an extra one I had that came with Uhura, but I thought, it's Captain Kirk. He'll need a phaser. And Spock is actually, as I knocked him over, the first one that I have purchased that came with the tricorder. I really, really like this tricorder. I like the way it's sculpted. I like the chunkiness of it and the detail on it. Even though, it's not a lot of detail and it's a little bit soft, but this is actually a really cool looking communicator. I like it very much, and it goes well with Mr. Spock. Go figure. I love how much darker blue that's coming out on camera than it is than it looks in real life. Just like it happened on the show. So, anyway, I'm probably going to finish those out with McCoy and Scotty, just to complete the line at this point because, you know, I've got them. But again, I would really love to see Super7 try these again, and maybe try and hit, while keeping the retro styling, maybe trying to hit a little bit closer to proportionality and nailing the portraits a little bit better. I'll put her up here since we didn't actually look at her. Sorry, it's not great necessarily, Nichelle Nichols, but it is all right, and I do actually like her body styling is not the sort of flat halibut kind of chest the others have, so I do appreciate that. Yeah, I'm probably going to look at picking up the rest of these. Always adding to the Star Trek collection. I love Star Trek. My biggest issue, I guess, over the years has been we just don't have that many quote unquote realistic Star Trek action figures. Like, you know, Hasbro and has done a ton of refocusing on their lines and making the action figures as close to, you know, real human proportions and portraits as they can. And you know, then they're trying to improve stuff all the time. We just really haven't had that, especially in the 3.75 inch scale with Star Trek. And I would love to see, like, I know Haya Toys, who does the Kelvin crew, is working on some. Whether they're going to actually get the license is, you know, anybody's guess. But I know they've got some in development. But I'd just love to see more stuff in the 3.75 and or 1/18th scale, with more realistic proportions and portraits. Anyway, I think that's it for today. Hope you guys have a good one. Hope I'm not stealing from the Chosen Chimp there. Feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Comments are always good. I try to respond to every comment, which is easy for me because I don't actually get that many comments. But, you know, if you have something to say or you want to discuss something, feel free. And I think we will let that go for today, and have a good day.